Nothing happened this week. No, I'm kidding, of course. We've got 4 new kittens. They're wonderful. Hazelnut and her 4 kittens seem super healthy. The healthiest class we've had in a while. It's nice to finally get a mom cat and her kids that don't seem like they've got any issues so far. Normally by this point we're at least seeing mom having a URI and bad poop, but in her case she's been fantastic. Now she did have bad poop the last day, but that's because of the mom cat special that we've been feeding her. It always causes bad poop, so I'm not feeding her that now. She's just on the regular Nulo. But other than that, everything with them has been fantastic, and that was sort of something we just caused, so no big deal. As for these 2, they seem like they're doing very well too. I've noticed a lot less yelling from our little poopy bud over there. And that's good news, I think. Maybe she's sort of starting to grow out of her issue. But we've already scheduled for her September 9th is when she's going to get her spay. And at her spay, they're going to do a little bit more investigation there to see why she seems to have so much trouble. So we've got until then to see whether she continues to have so much trouble, which will, be interesting, I guess. And then the only other thing that's important is we got to get Cash adopted. And I know I'll have to do some close-ups with him or something to sort of get people's attention on him. But he's a real sweet boy, and he really needs somebody that can play with him and hang out with him. And he's very independent at this point, I should say. He kind of does his own thing all day long, and so he won't be too much burden on anybody. But then he also likes to come and sit in your lap and snuggle on his terms, And he can be very snuggly, and of course he loves to play just like any kitten his age would do. So he's going to have a lot of energy, and he's going to be a great little kitten for somebody. I was saying to TJ this morning how much he reminds me of Ari when Ari was that age, where Ari was also very independent, and you kind of have to let him come to you on his terms at the time. But now that he's grown up, Ari has just become a big old snuggle bunny that wants attention all the time. So I imagine that little Cash is going to be real similar to that. So good. Anyway, if you know anybody who's looking for a wonderful little gray and white kitty, Cash is definitely. We just need to get some Cash apps in here, Not actually watching the Olympics. I only kind of realized that it was even happening now that you mention it. I know some of the podcasts I listen to have talked about watching it a little bit. I don't know why we're not watching it. I guess we should probably tune in and check it out a little bit. Lately, I have, and this is just. I can't say that I actually really enjoy watching it, but a lot of the time DJ and I aren't so much watching TV as we've sort of got it on in the background while we're each doing our thing. We've both been playing a lot of video games lately. DJ plays on her phone, and then I play, the real video games. So, we'll both be sort of hanging out together doing that with the TV on in the background. And the thing that we've had on most lately is Hell's Kitchen, the Gordon Ramsay show, though, and we're all the way back. We started with we found that they have all of the seasons on the Disney streaming service. So I just started it at season 1, which was over 20 years ago. Can you imagine that? 20 years ago. Actually, I don't think it was 20 years ago, but it's like 20 seasons ago, which is weird because I was checking the date on one of the seasons. Let's see, if I do the math. No, it was almost exactly 20 years ago then, I think. So it's crazy watching anything that's 20 years old TV at this point. It's so weird. Reality shows then were not as different as I maybe would like, but the first couple seasons were in that 4:3 aspect ratio like the old televisions were, and that's weird. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I guess that's your ramble spot on your bingo card. Anyway, I didn't realize it was Eddie's birthday, and I guess that would make him, you guys will have to tell me, is he 10 years old now? Is this his big 10? I think it would be, but I'm so always wrong on that stuff. I don't want to promise that that's the case. Anyway, his favorite toy, as far as I know, is still the the wire with the cardboard on it, the whatever you call that, the cat. You guys know the one I mean. Anyway, so we'll have to break that out for him today for sure. Okay.